had blotches and bumps on the inside of my mouth. My tongue was swollen. My tonsils were swollen. My glands were swollen. I had
Yo, what up? It's Amaj back here with another video. Today we're about to be getting into a video by 4D Shams. The video is going to be on Austin spring break HIV crisis. What the hell? I guess there was a breakout of HIV. I haven't heard of this. I guess it's probably one of the prominent stories that's going viral, or probably caught in the background of Push Icy's stupidity. I just did a reaction. They'll probably be up way before this one, but let's get into it and let's see what this shit is gonna be bringing.
Right about now, you're probably asking, Shams, what is this blurred out clip? What are we looking at right now? Well, if you couldn't guess from the context clues on screen, that was two couples having sex in a car. Okay, I don't know if it'd be completely accurate to call them a couple. They might be complete strangers that just met a couple hours before. But to just explain the clip, we got one couple doing it in the front and then another couple doing it in the back of the car.
What the fuck?
In a fishbowl. Completely see-through. In a very busy street with cars crossing, people crossing, no shame at all. I'm sorry, but I don't think you should ever be this comfortable with your friends to the point where you're smashing in the same car. Private parts.
Yo, this seems like some type of movie shit. You know, just smashing back and forth. The dudes do this type of high five and shit. Yeah, bro. Especially in a fishbowl, you're bold as fuck, my nigga. And what made you comfortable doing this in the first place on a prominent street? I guess.
Out, pheromones mixing, smelling like bodily fluids getting everywhere. That is devious work. And at least these people didn't record themselves, and it was some strangers who recorded them and posted it online. But sadly, I can't say the same for them. First night in Houston. Bro's laid up with his first baddie. First day in Houston. First day in Houston. Let's see what the comments are saying real quick. Ooh, he got my old eater. I know it was good. Not only do we have men and women kissing and telling and having no shame.
Oh, hell nah. Bro, not this nigga recognizing the girl, bro. This is weird also too. Why you gotta film these people, man? Just keep that shit private, man. Because this shit could probably just end up with you getting humiliated also, because won't you want sloppy ass leftovers, bro? I would never be a big fan of that. People that already smashed a whole bunch of other guys already. I mean, getting with a person, you already know they probably been through experiences already, had sex already, but if a person said they got over 10 bodies or even 20 bodies, nigga, that's where you gotta cut it off. That's where you gotta at least run out of there for some for some respect for yourself. But a lot of niggas will not do that because they like they like smashing.
That they're getting cracked, that they're cracking people on the first night or first day. We also got people leaving reviews like it's Yelp or something. Now, I did do some further investigation into this video, and it turns out that that girl was actually, I think, his girlfriend. But even then, why would you want your girlfriend to be shown in that type of light? With just that one video, which is right now sitting at millions of views, he painted his girlfriend out to look like a hoe. And trust me, the way the internet works, out of those millions of people, only a couple of them are actually gonna look deeper into it and find out that she's his girlfriend. Most people are gonna see what they saw and take off running with it like it's the truth. After the amount of views that video got, I wouldn't be surprised if people just came up to her randomly and started referencing that video. But you know what? For the people who were moving fast, who were having reckless—
that's disrespectful as fuck too. You won't, bro, that's disrespectful for yourself also, because you want your girlfriend to have that reputation even though it's fake. You creating that narrative around your own girl. Niggas is just stupid for views these days.
Sex. I wonder how things are gonna turn out for them. Wait, this is the internet. I don't have to wonder. It's already up.
Oh.
And look, I hate to be the person to kick someone when they're already down, but actions have consequences. And this isn't even the worst of these cases. There's a guy whose picture's going around the internet who apparently caught every single STD at Houston spring break. Now, this obviously looks like some AI scare tactic to get people to kind of slow down a bit, and I genuinely hope that as many people as possible do end up believing this.
I really hope this shit's fake. I really hope this shit's fake to scare niggas and to stop fucking so much. Like, yo, dude, they said this nigga caught every STD. This nigga's face is just bumped the fuck up, bro. I really don't see a nigga catching all these STDs, bro. Cause how much fucking do you have to be doing over the weekend to catch all of those? You bro, and then not recognizing the patterns, seeing seeing the person's lip, like or see what's under the hood before you turn the lights off.
Story. And hopefully they start changing their sexual habits and practice abstinence, and if we're fortunate, maybe even celibacy, because I definitely want to see more people get married this generation. And look, even though the guy catching every STD was probably some AI made up story, stuff like people catching multiple STDs, even HIV after one sexual encounter definitely happens. Brief intermission, y'all. I'm here with an opportunity for y'all to make money doing something you probably already do. Play games on your phone. And look, I already see it now. Someone's gonna be in the comments talking about I'm trying
and chlamydia. So of course we was talking for 2 months before we decided to end up and get a hotel together for 4 days. And of course we messed around an exuberant amount of times. So on the last day of checkout, he decided to leave early. I didn't think nothing of it. So like a little over a month, you guys, I had symptoms. I had dark spots from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, as well as bumps from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. I had sores in certain areas of my body. I had blotches and bumps on the inside of my mouth. My tongue was swollen. My tonsils were swollen. My glands were swollen. I had open sores on my hand where you could see the white meat in my hands. My navel was very scabby, and it had like a slimy feel to it, and it had a discharge itself. My private part was swollen. I had greenish and reddish looking sores around my area that looked like they were boiling.
Bro, if this video doesn't scare you into having safe and protected sex, especially around somebody you do not know, nigga, I don't know what y'all doing, bro, nigga. Like, this shit sounds disgusting, bro. Man, I'm glad I just do not go out and do all of that, bro. I'll at least like to meet one girl and, just do everything with that girl. But like, man, I can't do the whole thing when you go out and, just like keep catching multiple bodies, bro. It may seem like the cool thing until that shit all catches up to you, like this nigga's story is telling you. But he probably just did one thing one time and, caught it from one person. And that's like a fucking scary ass risk that you're like willing to fucking take. Yeah, I'm not mentioning this guy's like sexual orientation. It can happen to everybody.
And pussy. I had a discharge that smelled like a seafood boil sitting in a trash can for over a week. And I had bumps in the front and back of my area.
Mind you, these people spent 2 months getting to know each other. They were talking for 2 months, and he still ended up catching multiple STDs. Now imagine the type of risk that you're taking with these one-night stands. These people who you might not ever see again in your life. You don't know a lick of their background. You don't know if they're telling you the truth. They can make up a whole new identity, and you're just giving them access to the most sacred part of your body. Honestly, this whole Houston spring break thing never made sense to begin with, because you got these 20, 30, even 40-year-olds flying out to Houston. Out of all the other locations with beautiful beaches and natural sights, they picked Houston. Now sure, some people may have had the excuse of going to the Houston rodeo, but even that had its own scandal with people not knowing how to dress properly in a place where there were kids present. They literally had to put a dress code in place because people were wilding. But back to the topic though, we got these college students in their 20s who are flying out to Houston, probably pinching together their last pennies to try to make that trip and be able to afford the Airbnb. And side note, there's probably some friendships that didn't survive Houston spring break, because there's always the friend who barely scraped by to make the trip, and then the friend who's financially literate, financially responsible. And once the friend group finds out who that is, they expect them to pay for a bunch of things, and that usually leads to a fallout. It's the same reason a lot of friend groups don't survive Miami. But yeah, so we got the college students in their 20s who are actually on spring break, and then
yeah, I really do not like going on like friend group type of things, because like you already know people are I think that's where you learn who the real friends and real homies are, when you like go on there. I know you should not ever be expecting people to pay for your shit, but like You learn after that whole trip, if you do not get into a fight, y'all solid. But like if y'all literally like get into fights over like this type of shit, bro, y'all niggas do not need to be friends.
You got the people who are pushing 30 or are already 30, who are using their financial position and the fact that they're further along in life to basically flex on the younger people and compete with people who are just starting off in life. And these cornballs are calling themselves the Houston final bosses.
That's what it is, bro. No way you can hate on this shit, nigga.
Everybody trying to come to Houston. Everybody keep making these TikTok videos about coming to Houston, this and the third, trying to get up with these bitches and shit like that and try to have fun with these hoes. The main thing y'all leaving out is the people who live in fucking Houston that you're gonna have to run into. Y'all the fucking final bosses. If we're outside, kiss your bitch goodbye, nigga. Hey, kiss her goodbye. This shit is already solidified for us on this motherfucker.
Competing with college boys in their teens and early 20s at your...
This is probably like the most loser shit ever, bro. And you know, you could just only hope you're not like this when you're like fucking 30, bro. Jesus Christ. Like you gotta like at least be the most. I think people's mind never kind of grew up because like they kind of probably skipped out on all the fun and all the invites to every party, probably just do some other shit. And then they probably like learning how to party in their life and the older age, and then this shit comes off to end up being like this.
Prehistoric age is insane. At what point do people start thinking about settling down and starting a family? I swear it feels like recently for people to settle down, they have to unintentionally get someone pregnant. And look, I'm wondering this, and you're probably wondering this too. Where are these people's parents? Because there's no way these parents are letting their kids wild out in Houston like this, right? And you see, that's what I'd hoped would be the case. But when we got people who look like they could be parents themselves talking like this, I'm starting to think otherwise.
What's the craziest thing you've done on spring break?
Suck on an airplane, period.
Like in the bathroom or like?
Nope, right in the seats. Cause I'm a Pisces. He kept calling. I said, hey, that was a one-time thing.
Oh, you didn't know him?
Pisces season, no.
And you know what makes this situation
that's
that
nasty.
much more crazier? People were actually struggling. You know, if people went over there and were having a jolly old time, I'd probably mind my business and not even make this video. No, actually, I probably still would have made this video. Okay, but seriously though, I saw way too many people crowded at gas stations, standing on random streets, literally looking stranded, looking dilapidated, people standing outside of these clubs that were asking egregious prices. And the thing is, I can't even blame these clubs because there was such an influx of people that they probably had to raise the prices.
So they said they not letting nobody else in, and they over here still trying to charge people $200 to $600 to get in here. Yo, look at the fucking line, y'all. Like, this shit is fucking crazy as fuck. Pink House, Houston.
When there's such a high demand, prices have to
Brody.
go up because buildings...
Okay, so at that point, I would just be like, it's time to go to the house or try to go to another club, man. Like, that many people inside a small-ass area, I cannot do it, bro. I mean, it's not even because, like, the club life is just not for me, but it's just, like, being enclosed with a lot of people and the amount of people bumping into you and all that shit, loud music, it does not appeal to me. I can go to a concert, but I have to have my own seat, bro, because that type of shit will just like not go well.
Have capacity. And on top of the outrageous prices for sections and bottles, I'm talking thousands of dollars. Apparently some clubs were also scamming people.
We sold our event on sections, not those tickets. Those are not our tickets. I don't know, man. I'm handling my shit. Nobody booked sections through Eventbrite through us. You're right, bro. They booked the Bible Girls, not Eventbrite. How you gonna tell me how to run that job?
People were paying thousands of dollars to reserve a section online, and then when they show up to the club owners were claiming that the reservation was never made or was non-existent. And get this, there were people who still went ahead and paid.
I got scammed out of $20,000 this weekend at a Houston club. So we booked a section for like Saturday. It's $4,000 for the section, and it comes with 2 bottles. So we get to the door, and we're like, I'm showing them my text messages on my phone and my deposit and all that type of stuff. And they were like, well, Alicia quit. Alicia quit yesterday. I was like, I've been talking to her today. We already just texted her and told her we're on the way. And she was like, cool. And I said that. I showed them that. And they were like, well, she stopped working yesterday. So they say, only thing we can do is try to get you another section, and you're going to have to pay an additional $4,000. I paid it. I didn't want to fight with those people at the door. I didn't want to make us look like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make us look crazy. It's a group of us. We just got out of the black truck. The paparazzi guy we booked, he just started taking pictures, and it's looking like a moment. And now you're telling me that in this moment, I don't have a section that I paid $4,000 for, and I need to pay another $4,000. I was like, cool. So I paid the other $4,000 because I know we would try to get that stuff back from the manager or whatnot, and I have all the receipts. So we get in the club, an hour and 30 minutes go by. They're telling us that our time is up, and they sold the section again. Stay tuned for part 2.
There's no reason.
Yo, imagine getting scammed out of 20K, bro. Yeah, see, this is why I say the partying life is not for me, bro. Like, it's just so fucking crazy how people literally fucking do all of this and then some type of shit happens to them. I'm not one to just say how people should spend their money, but like, this is a really garbage way of spending your money, bro. And that shit caught up to you by, you doing this shit, and you end up getting scammed. I mean, I hope they get their money back, and I hope something happens to that that whole fucking club, but you kind of screwed.
Reason you should be this eager, this pressed to get into a club, to get into a section, just for you to stand on top of the chairs, pay for some overpriced bottles, and mean mug everyone else in the building. Because let's be honest, when people get sections nowadays, that's what they do. Nobody's going to a dance floor, talking to other people, getting to know people. It's just a big flex fest. People having bottle wars, flexing their shiny jewelry, and missing the most important part of the club, which I thought was supposed to be having fun, getting to know people, dancing. Yeah, all that goes out the window. And you know what? At the end of the day, all this nonsense about getting into clubs being overpriced, people not enjoying the trip, in the bigger scheme of things, all that stuff doesn't matter. You could literally just chalk it up to a bad experience and eventually you forget about it. But the real issue is we have people who made decisions that have permanent effects. People who went and had reckless, unprotected sex with strangers whose sexual history they know nothing about. And what's even scarier is a lot of people don't even know how to take care of their sexual health. A lot of these people are gonna go back to their hometowns, and maybe the next day or that same week they're gonna get tested. Their tests are gonna come back negative, saying that they don't have any STD. They're gonna proudly showcase this negative result, but whole time they don't even know that there's a time period that you have to wait before those things even show up on your test results. So now there's people who might go months or years without ever getting tested again, and whole time they think they don't have any STD, when in reality their body might be deteriorating on the inside but they haven't shown any symptoms. Or we might have girls who might go home pregnant thinking that because they took the contraceptive Plan B pill that they're not pregnant. They're safe from the consequences of their reckless sexual endeavors. Whole time they didn't even know that Plan Bs have a certain weight limit after which they become less effective. Like, I'm genuinely terrified by the process.
Nigga, this whole process fucking scares me, bro. Like I said in the beginning, I'm glad I'm not just like wild and just like going all into that. When people be like, oh, you fucking, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, but I would just say only one person. But like, nigga, I'm not gonna be the little flexing guy and be saying like, oh, I did a lot of stuff, but like, nigga, you got to do all of that shit responsibly. And that lady saying she gave head to some random ass person on the damn fucking plane, that just says it all right there. Oh man, I wouldn't be surprised if her ass went home with something. She probably did more shit while she was out there. Spring break, after seeing all of this, like, it doesn't like really show the side of like, people having sexual stuff that's going down, and it doesn't show like the real parts. They only show the parts of having fun, people getting drunk, they show people having sex, but like, they don't show the repercussions after that. I probably haven't seen a film that like had that type of shit, but I'll be probably like looking for one, since like this nigga notified me on all this shit. But hey, if you guys like enjoyed this video, go check out 4D Shams' video, and if you enjoyed my reaction, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. We're on the road to 450.
He was the best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?